Hey, it's Midnight Raven, and today we are doing part 3 of Shit Happens. Shit happens to you, to me, and pretty much everyone. This was a game. If you've seen the previous 2 videos, if you haven't, I will link them at the end of this video. Basically, Shit Happens is a game. I got one on Christmas. It costs around 20 quid, and you can play with 2 or more people. It is 18 plus, so I do warn you now that this video is for 18 plus only. If you choose to watch it at your own discretion, or you're of a nervous disposition, or you're easily offended, I suggest you don't watch. This is basically a game, and you are scaled on 0 to 100. 0 being hardly anything, and 10 being the most painful thing in existence. So shampoo and I is 10, major earthquake is 70. These are different situations where people have been surveyed, and this is the game they came up with, and these are the cards and the numbers they came up with. Our job is to criticize them and decide whether we believe that the number is right, wrong, or it should be totally different. So if you're easily offended, like I said, don't watch this video. Some of these cards are a bit more risque and a bit more in your face than others. There are 2 other videos. One was a bit tamer than the other, and this one obviously hasn't been filmed yet, so I don't know. So let's get the first card and then we'll explain what we're doing. So, pea stain on pants is a 2.5 on the scale, 0 being fine and 100 being drastic and the most worst thing that could ever happen to you. So pee on pants, it'd be hard for a woman to do this, I guess. Man have a tendency to dribble. So 2.5, it probably wouldn't scar you for life. It would probably be more of an inconvenience. Some of these situations are more of an inconvenience than they are like world, end of the world situations. So 2.5 is probably about right. I can't say I've ever had this problem. Kids probably have this problem more than adults, or maybe elderly men, women. The 2.5 is probably about right. I can't see that you'd be scarred for life, or, Let's get another card. Next one is gored by a bull, 89. Now, I would assume that this would be hellishly painful. Being attacked by a bull, they do have an event in Spain where they get chased by bulls of their own accord. I don't know why you'd want to do this, but the damage and the injuries you can get, and you can even be killed. So 89 is probably about right, but being gored by a bull does not sound fun, interesting, or anything I want to partake in, to be honest. Next one. Crashed into open car door while cycling, 21. Now, I've fallen off my bike and hit a pavement before, and that was painful. I have never hit a car door with my bike, but when I hit that pavement, I actually broke my rib and did irreparable damage to the muscles in my ribs. So I can see that hitting a car door would hurt, but I don't think it would be life-threatening, unless the car was moving at the time, maybe. This is basically saying that it's a standalone car and that you crash into it. And the door, 21, maybe a bit more painful. Maybe just a little bit. Like I said, never crashed into a door, but I have fallen off my bike and that did hurt. Live rat in your toilet. A live rat. Now, is that a bad situation? Could you not just flush the loo, or would it not go down? Oh my god, it's a floating rat. 28. The chances of getting a rat in your toilet in the UK are probably small. It's probably more in America and other countries. I can't say I've known anyone in the UK to get a rat in their toilet, but it probably could happen. Maybe you're more likely to get it in bigger cities. I live like in the country. So 28 is probably not a bad situation. It would probably freak you out, but it's not like a game we say life-threatening or end of the world, so it's probably a bad. Right. Next card. Next card is phone rings at a funeral. Oh, now this is fairly bad. A phone rings at a funeral, 14. Oh dear. Would you live it down if there was a funeral and your phone went off? Would you live it down if it went off at a wedding? Oh, people explicitly tell you not to have your phone on at weddings. A funeral? How disrespectful would that be? They're lowering your body into the ground and then someone gets do 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 on their phone ringing. It's not painful, it's not life threatening, it's cringe. It's cringe worthy. You would get the almighty of stares from practically everyone in the room. That would be something you probably wouldn't live down, but you would probably get over it eventually and maybe even see the funny side of it. Possibly. That is a long shot. Vomit in public. Now, a lot of people do this on a Saturday night. It's not something that no one knows about, and it doesn't happen. It happens all over the country on a Saturday night. And 20.5. Embarrassing, yes. Life-threatening, no. End of the world, not by a long shot. Never vomited in public. I felt sick, like coming off a roller coaster. But never actually vomited, thank God. I think I'd be embarrassed. 20.5, probably about right. Let's keep going. This is fun. If you're liking this video, comment down below. Big thumbs up as well. Tell me whether you've had any of these situations or whether you believe the number is right or wrong. Irritable bowel syndrome, 48. Ooh, so this is definitely getting a bit of the old diarrhea situation, but this is like on a mega scale. Literally going to the toilet constantly. My dad has irritable bowel syndrome, and I know a couple of other people, and it's not nice. It technically inconveniences you. 48 sounds about right. It's not life-threatening, but it is an inconvenience. It can be painful. It can be embarrassing if it happens at random occasions. So 48 is probably about right. It's a situation you can treat, like avoiding certain foods, but depends if you really want to avoid that certain food, I guess. A 6-hour flight seated behind a crying baby. Ooh, well, I've never flown, but if I had to sit anywhere for 6 hours with a crying baby, it would probably drive me nuts. 16 seems low. It's not painful, but I don't know, it's a long time, 6 hours. 6 hours in a confined space with a crying baby. You'd probably want to jump out of the plane. Haven't flown, so I can't comment on that, but a screaming baby anywhere for 6 hours would literally annoy me anyway. Next card, you go deaf, 96. Now this would terrify me. I had an ear infection recently and I went deaf in my ear for a couple of months and that scared the hell out of me. I've only just literally got my hearing back in one side of my head. And I lost the hearing in the other ear a couple of months before due to medical reasons. And it's no fun. I'm not deaf anymore. I can hear. It's a bit muffled sometimes, but just going deaf, it scared the hell out of me. Not being able to hear on one side of my head and then the other, and then I'm like, oh my God, am I losing my hearing? But it's all sorted now. So this would terrify me greatly. That is bang, right on the dot. Next one. Doing deadlifts and you blow your sphincter out. So this is basically pulling right in your back. Oh, I have back pain all the time, and me to do a deadlift would take a lot. But to pull your back out, I know exactly how that feels. I've done irreparable damage to my spine, and I'm actually born with a spine condition, so I have constant pain in my back area, and to pull your sphincter, I would say that's gotta hurt. Gotta hurt. Not end of the world. Would take some time to heal, but definitely gotta be painful. Okay, so that is 10. We have 5 more to go. We do 15 in each video. Next one, having a root canal, 26. Now, I hate the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist for a while due to a crazy German dentist who I had when I was younger. I had nightmares for many, many years after seeing that dentist. But 26 for a root canal. I've never had this, but I know from previous people that this is painful. It's not life-threatening. It's not end of the world, but it does hurt nonetheless. I would think it would probably be a little bit higher than 26, but you know, depends on the person, I guess, and their pain threshold. Obviously, everyone has a different pain threshold. Anesthesia wears off during operation, 76.5. Oh my god. That would scare the hell out of me. Waking up in an operation and the anesthesia is worn off. I've only ever been under anesthesia once, and that was when I had my teeth out when I was younger. And I remember waking up and feeling woozy and everything was funny, and there was no fun. Wake up during the operation of having my teeth pulled out would have, oh, that would have terrified the hell out of me. So 76.5 is probably about right. It's not a life-threatening situation. It might be, depending on the operation you wake up in, to be fair. Could be life-threatening. You don't know, do you? Next one. At a restaurant, you find a condom in your burger. Now, this is funny as it sounds, but there was an event in McDonald's before, many, many years ago, where they actually found a condom in a burger. Someone obviously got frisky at McDonald's, and, you know, 47, I'd be horrified. Depending on what time you found it. If you'd started to eat it and bit into it, that would terrify me. If I'd have just pulled the burger apart and found it and I hadn't eaten it, I would have probably been alright. It's probably if you'd have bitten into it, or you'd have to go get tested, and oh dear God, no. Would you tell your friends that? Oh, I went out the weekend and I nearly ate a condom. No, that's probably about right though. It's not going to scar you, but you could get sick from it though. Could get sick from it though, or you'd never want a burger again, which isn't a bad thing either. You go blind, 99.5. So we had going deaf earlier. Now going blind, I have glasses anyway. If I was to lose my sight after being able to see, and I couldn't see everything that was around me, I think it would kill me. It would scare the hell out of me. 99.5 sounds about right. Your sight is such a powerful thing. And you're so gifted to be able to see the world around you and hear the world around you, smell the world around you, just be here in general. So this is probably about right. I would say this is right on the buzzer. And then we have one more for this video. Let's make it a good one. You having triplets, 81. Now, I've had 3 kids, not at the same time, one at a time, having 3 triplets. Would that be the end of the world? Well, you could get having kids over straight away. Boom, 3 at once. Many sleepless nights would ensue. Many diapers would be bought. But would it be bad to have 3 at once and get it over with if you want a big family? Would I have wished to have 3 at once instead of 1 at a time? Probably not. It is a lot of change having 3 babies. It's a lot of change having 1 baby, let alone 3. So this is probably about right, or maybe a little bit lower. In this day and age, big families happen, and people do have 2, 3, 4, 5 babies at once sometimes. It is possible. Even 8 has been possible. So this nowadays, people do have big families. Twins are more likely, triplets are more likely, even quads are more likely nowadays. So I personally wouldn't want 3 babies at once, but there are people out there that, you know, you don't know if you're going to have 1, 2 or 3 when you get pregnant. So you can never choose how many babies you'll have or how many. So this was fun. Again, I love doing this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, big thumbs up. Comment down below whether you agree with these, disagree with these, whether you have experienced any of these. That's the interesting part. I like to know whether people have experienced these, because some of these sound really weird and crazy, and some of them are like perfectly normal and mundane. Like I said, I've told you my experiences. I'd love to hear yours. There is a part 1 and a part 2, so if you want to see that, I will link it at the end. If you'd like me to carry on with this series, do comment, like, subscribe, and click the notification bell, and I will hopefully bring you many more videos if you do like this series. I'm loving it at the minute, and we still have a ton of cards still to do. So if you want to enjoy this game with me and play along, it's just a bit of fun, then please do so. Watch the other 2 videos as well if you'd like, and comment on them as well. And I will see you very soon for another video. And remember, shit happens, not just to you, but to everybody. Have a good day. Bye.